Hello and welcome to the Armor's Fix. My name is Kyle. Today we're out here on the line with this SIG 365 SAS, a gun that has love, a gun that has hate, and one of the most hated things about it I'll be covering in this video. So stay tuned, it's coming up right after this. All right guys, starting off with the sights, those wild sights. I first noticed these a few years ago at SHOT Show, and I was like, you know, those are kind of weird, but I kind of like them. I want to try them out, but I figured eventually I would be installing them on a customer firearm, and that's where I'd get to try them. It hasn't happened yet. However, the SAS came out with them, and interestingly enough, they actually set them down into the slide to help with that SAS whole snag-free vibe. Pretty interesting. Little odd because this is my carry firearm, not the SAS, but the 365, and dropping that down is going to be a little funky, I think, today. The ported barrel, one of the biggest complaints from everyone right now, because why port a barrel on a carry firearm? If we're shooting at night, we're not going to be able to see. That we're going to cover at the end of this video. We're actually going to shoot it side by side with the 365 at night and see how it turns out. I will say Mogas 0311, he was running it earlier and his thumb ends up resting directly over where the port is. So he's sitting there just getting smashed with powder burn and everything and not enjoying the feeling of that. So he's not really a fan for that reason. He'd like a regular standard 365 slide. I think he was kind of set on fixed sights too, but a lot of that, like he said, it could be because that's what we're used to. Size overall, pretty sweet firearm. Again, if you haven't seen my carry, it's an XL grip module added on to a 365. I have the XL, I have the 365. I prefer the 365 shorter slide with that XL grip. Same thing if you're buying this firearm, I'd highly recommend getting that XL grip for it because, man, you just have a lot more to hang on to. So, enough rambling. I'm going to go ahead and get to firing this thing. Initial thoughts is it bucks pretty good. Again, just a little smaller firearm than I like to carry. For those of you who are into a lot of the pocket guns, it recoils very nicely amongst that category. However, I like shooting a little bigger firearms and it's still a little snappy. So I really, really like that XL grip being added to it. I'm not noticing really any reduction necessarily from the cuts on the barrel. I'd say I didn't, and my thumb disagrees. My thumb is black, so I guess my thumb was up there too. I thought I was actually getting hit by the serrations up here, but apparently I was getting beat up by the blast coming through that barrel port. So overall, I don't know. Decent firearm. I'm personally not that excited about it just because I love what I already have, and I don't think the SAS model firearms for SIG are really that necessary to have everything shaved down, rounded out. We don't have a slide lock that we can get. It's like you got to hit it with your fingernail almost. It just barely taps out, but those of you who get caught on that would probably like that. Remember, you can order this slide lock and put it in your standard 365 or the XL if you like that. Takedown lever requires a penny, a screwdriver, or something along those lines to actually swing and hinge that down to where you can disassemble it. Personally, I like a standard takedown lever, and I've never snagged them on anything. So, things to keep in mind. As far as the sights go, well, according to my target, I don't like them. I think for slow fire marksmanship, they're pretty cool. However, I think you'll see if I run at regular sights, I'm still going to shoot a tighter group. But that's not what they're for. They're for fighting. This is meant to be a carry gun. They're meant to be fast and get on target quickly and make those hits we need. I think it does that. However, I missed more than I would with normal sights. So I'll let you be the judge on that. Is that because I'm not used to these sights and I'm used to the factories? Maybe. Again, when they're set down low too, and this is my carry gun, that could make where I go and push out in the line a little bit offset to where it's not completely fair. While it's cool, I'm not really into it. Not opposed to the gun. If you think these sights are cool and you like the ported aspects, definitely go pick one up. I'm going to stick with my standard 365 with the XL grip. As far as the trigger goes, it's got the original round trigger, not the flat one like the XL has, which I prefer. Maybe I got a bad egg, I don't know, but my XL trigger, it's not near as smooth and clean as that original curved trigger. So I like the fact that they don't have the flat one in there. Of course, they sell them online so you can swap out to whichever trigger you want, but I do like the fact they have the original curved trigger in there. It's nice, crisp, super short reset. If you ever think the triggers feel sloppy in a gun store, anything of the P320 line down to the 365s, the triggers don't feel great right out of the box. Once you run 400 rounds through it, it's like it completely changes. It gets lighter, it gets smoother and better. So know that they do get to where they feel really, really good. One thing I'll mention about the mags, again, they're super stiff like all these new micro slim double stack, 1.5 stack, whatever you want to call them. The spring tension is really tight on these things, so it is something where you want to load and unload them several times before taking them out to the line, or you can just shoot them several times, but you may see a couple jams right there off the bat. That's what happened with our XL. Again, the small grip, the one thing I don't like about it, these little bitty mags, it's really easy to pinch your hand, which I've done twice out here today already, just trying to get the magazines into it. It's just too small for me, and the XL kind of changes that, and with its opened up mag well, it keeps your hand bent out and free and clear of that mag well. Unless you have really large hands. I have decent sized hands, but I'm not having any issues catching on that. One thing I will point out about the magazines, for those of you who have 320s and a 365, set them side by side and look at the size. A good friend of mine, Chris, pointed this out the other day. It's like we've been duped talking about the, the slim double stack. No, it's pretty much the exact same size. What they've slimmed, and Glock did it too with their new guns, is they slim the exterior. It's really not slimming the body of the mag hardly at all. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of difference. But they're probably staggering those rounds at a little bit higher degree of angle. So they're able to get more in, and then with the different spring in there pushing a lot of extra tension, they finally found one that actually does work. So pretty cool, but as Chris said, I think we got duped. All right, guys, this is the moment I was the most excited about testing with the SAS versus the 365. So everyone's complaining about the ports because, the muzzle flash and everything, you're not going to be able to see the target as well. And I shot this the other night, and I was like, it's not as bad. It's kicking the flash out to the sides, and maybe, just maybe, the 365 having a normal muzzle flash that's a full circle is worse. So we're testing that out. I hope you enjoy the beautiful colored lighting for effect. We also needed to light the targets some so on video you would actually be able to see them while under fire. So it'll look a little more like what you'd see to the blind eye with recovery versus being completely pitch black out here, which would be worthless and you wouldn't be able to see the target at all. So enjoy. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit like, subscribe. Don't forget that bell icon so you get all notifications on future videos we post right here at the Armorer's Fix. I'll see you guys next time.